Welcome, welcome. This will be one of the most honest discussions about Bronny James, which is coming up a lot now in the news. I'm seeing it, and it's so interesting. I'm going to get right to it. I've watched at least 60 games of Bronny since he was a sophomore, Sierra Canyon, now at USC. I've watched his AAU games, and I'm going to say right out, Bronny can play, and Bronny is an NBA level player. The problem, this is the one problem that people don't understand. Bronny has watched the highest level of championship basketball since he was a baby. So he knows how to play. He knows how to win games. He knows how not to lose games, how to be clean with the basketball, make passes, make the right pass, make the basketball play, the IQ play. He has a lot more athleticism in him that people are not seeing. I've seen it, and you can even see it this year in some games in USC. He can shoot it, but his field goal percentage doesn't show it yet because it's a small sample size. He would almost have to hit every shot because he's not taking many. So if he takes one or two threes a game and he goes 0 for 2, then that's 0%. Most of the time you're going to take, but if he would take 5 or 6 more, you may see him now hit 3 in a row. Now all of a sudden his percentage is over 40%, 50% for some games. But his sample size, he can shoot it. You look at his stroke, he is a great shooter. His sample size is just very small right now. Now on the offensive end, yeah, Bronny is not a scorer that 30 points a game. I believe he can get there. He has the skill set to get there. He works. He has the work ethic. So these are things that he does have. He has the work ethic. He can shoot it. He has high basketball IQ. He can play defense. But the things working against him is that it's you people. It's all the people out there that want to see him fail. And they don't understand success. They want to see success right now. They want to see the bling. They want to see it. They don't understand the nuance of athleticism and sport. So they just easily pick apart. This is why a Damian Lillard ends up at Weber State. Because it's people that don't know basketball, that they want to see something to be entertained, but they can't see talent. I'm going to give you four players that Bronny won, and they're all great players. If Bronny ends up being an Alex Caruso, would that be a bad thing? Alex Caruso averaged 5.5 points his freshman year at Texas A&M. If Bronny James ends up being Austin Reeves averaged 4.1 points at Wichita State. Jalen Brunson averaged 9.6 at Villanova. He played well, and Josh Hart averaged 7.8 games at Villanova, right? 7.8 points on 30% shooting from the field, playing all the games through the season. And these are all very similar players. If Bronny ended up being any of these players, it would be great because they're all winners. Brunson, Reeves, Caruso, Josh Hart, these guys all have high basketball IQ, and all of them have these type of players take a while to get going because they play the right way. See, what you want to see is people want to see Bronny go out there and put up 15, 20, 25 points, no matter what. No matter if the team loses, he's not going to be the reason USC loses. And USC is actually a better team than the record shows. They just have a lot of talent. And they're trying to put a lot of talent on the floor. And that coach is a great coach. He tried to give all the players an opportunity so the rotations weren't there. I mean, there's a lot of talent. You have Isaiah on that team. He's a great point guard. And I've played on teams like that. I've played on teams that are super talented. My basketball team as a junior in high school, now mind you, I'm a college football player. I was a college football player and track athlete. but I could have played basketball in college as well. But here's the key: what I want to tell you, my basketball team as a junior was super talented. And we ended up super talented. We were one of the best teams in California. I mean, super talented, but it was too much talent because our JV team, it was a JV team that went 23-0, which was above me, and we went 22-1. And the only game coach punished us one game and didn't play 3 of the starters. So we basically had a team that was 55-0 coming into the varsity team, and it was hard to manage all that talent. And we lost in the Tournament of Champions. People know that that's the championship, NorCal before the state champion. Anyone from the Bay Area or California knows what the TOC is. So we lost right before that. We got an at-large bid. And then my senior year, with just the 5 or 6 of us, we went 27-2 as in when USA Today top 25. Again, I use that as an example. It's hard to manage talent. So when you look at USC, all the talent that they had becomes very hard to manage that talent. And that's why their record is what it was. It wasn't because those guys aren't 5-star, 4-star players. All those guys can play. And the coach, bless his heart, was trying to give everybody an opportunity, everybody a chance. Bronny plays to win, period. He plays to win. He can play. You don't see the NBA talent, but you could put him on an NBA team right now. I'm telling you could put him on an NBA team right now, and Bronny would fit in. He would fit in. He would hit shots. He would play defense. They would know his role. Bronny, you're a defensive stopper. Florida 4. You think and this is no slap to Pat Bev. You think he can't do what Pat Beverly does? This is not a slap to Pat Beverly at all. Because I like Pat Beverly. I like Pat Beverly. When you study his whole process and journey to get where he's at, you can't do anything but appreciate Pat Beverly. But you don't think Bronny could do that? Bronny, lock up. Bronny will do what you tell him to do. Right now, he's trying to find himself, and people are criticizing him. But his numbers are no different than Alex Caruso, Austin Reeves, Josh Hart. Right? These are great NBA players. These are winners. If you have a championship team, you would want any of those guys on your team. Jalen Brunson. Did people think that Jalen Brunson was going to become what he was? But no, he was allowed to develop. All of these guys played 3 or 4 years in college. I'm not saying that's what Bronny has to do or need to do. And right now, it would be difficult for him because of just the numbers. Everybody's looking at these different things, but Bronny can play. Bronny can play. And that's a guy that you don't sleep on and you don't criticize. You just let him develop. You coach him hard. You hard on him, but you let him develop. LeBron didn't do anything. I mean, Bronny James has been watching championship basketball. And if you guys watched the video that I did on Jordan and LeBron, you know that I said Jordan had a better career than LeBron. So you know I'm not someone that has an agenda here. LeBron is exceptional. Bronny is a great player. You're just not seeing everything yet because of how he plays and how he learned the game. He learned it from a high IQ level. So he's not playing to go out there, let me throw up 20 shots so I can develop. He's trying to play within the system, which that's hurting you seeing all the shots he, needs to get under him in order for his 3-point shots, for his average points a game. But this guy, he can play and you wouldn't sleep on him. Go look at Steph Curry. This is where I say and why I love athletics so much, because you can't fake it. Bronny didn't fake it. If you watch him at Sierra Canyon, you watch him in his AAU, they won. His AAU team won. Sierra Canyon won. He's a winner. Winners go about things differently. How many high school players, how many college players have you seen light it up and then their career doesn't go as well as you think? Because their mindset and their focus is narrow. A guy like Bronny needs a little bit more time to develop. Although, I'm saying it again, if you put him in play with NBA players, he would and told him what he needed to do, man, he could do exactly what Pat Bev is doing right now. Bronny James could do exactly what Pat Bev is doing. Very high IQ, like Pat Bev. And I'm not, and Pat Bev, again, is another winner. He's a guy that wins. A guy that wins. So you have to look at really what his sample size, meaning what you're looking at. Yeah, his numbers, his 3-point percentage, but when you're not shooting a lot of threes, you got to shoot better. You almost got to shoot 70 or 80% to make your shooting percentage great, because your sample size is horrible. It only takes a couple shots to ruin it when you're not shooting a lot of threes. So I'm not saying leave the kid alone, and criticism is only going to make him better and greater. But yeah, he's an NBA player. You could stick him out there and he would make winning plays. You could put him in the corner, 3 and D. He could be 3 and D right now. He's 6'3", 6'5" when he's done. Man, and the athleticism, I've seen him do things athletically. He's going to continue to work, lift weights, develop, do everything right. So these are the guys you don't sleep on. But the system, sports, especially the media, people that don't know, that haven't done it. And when you really haven't done it, you don't know what it takes and what work will do for you, what the right mindsets will do for you. So again, I'm not someone that's fanning for LeBron. I'm keeping it honest. LeBron is exceptional player, one of the best careers ever in all of sports. And I put Jordan, I looked at the numbers and I said, and I saw Jordan play, so I said, no, Jordan's still there, man. He stuck in there, LeBron, like 6 in a row. You got 9 in a row there. And I mean, this isn't about LeBron. But again, it's not like I'm fanning for LeBron. I'm just keeping it honest. Leave Bronny alone. And Bronny can play. He can play, and he'll be an NBA player for sure. For sure. No doubt about it.
The Soletics Way, a guide for sport and life. Mental, physical, spiritual, technological, and strategic resource to help you dominate the challenges of life. I am here as a guide to assist you in overcoming the identifiable and unforeseen circumstances that deter you from your vision and purpose for life. A voice to encourage you to reach and maintain peak performance in sport and life despite the circumstances you face.
I said, get up.